Yo, what's good? What's good? Welcome to the Epic Entertainment Critics. I am Antoine.
No, I'm still James.
Yeah, we got an epic movie review for you on Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Sorry it's a little late. It came out this weekend. It's been out for like a week, but I figured that all our fans want to get our opinion on this movie. So, but before we do that, we got an intro. All right, I'm back. I wish I would have put a picture of Sonic up there. I forgot. Anyway, uh, Sonic the Hedgehog movie. Just got back from it. You saw it this weekend. You had time to sit down and digest it and think about it and see how you feel about it. How did you feel about this movie on the whole, real quick?
I was so happy to see the credits.
What do you mean, like?
Well, cause like the whole movie, I'm sitting there trying to figure out why I'm sitting there,
Uh huh.
and then they had the little bit in the credits where they do it like a Sonic game.
Oh yeah, they made it look like the
Yeah,
2D Sonic game.
like so they just recreate scenes from the movie in the style of the Sonic game. And now all I can think about is why they didn't just make the movie like that, because that would have been fine.
Man, so I'm watching the movie and I'm thinking, before I get into detail, I'm thinking, why can't we see, um, why can't we see Sonic like Tails and other characters in Sonic World? You know what I'm saying? Instead of seeing the people in the world, because I'm telling you right now, I did not like none of the actors in this movie. Not because they're not good actors, it's they didn't belong.
Because I don't remember the actor's name or the character's name, but the I guess the general or sergeant or whatever, I don't know what his position was, the one who Jim Carrey comes in and takes over
You
from.
talking about, like, I think it was Bennett. They didn't even ever let him say his
Yeah,
name.
yeah. It was like Commander Bennington or something like
Yeah,
that. Like
he
that,
never came back.
he never came back. Like, that is such a misuse of honestly a very good actor.
Yeah.
It's like he was an extra in a movie. How is like a really good extra in a movie with a blue hedgehog?
That kind of, but that, you know what? There could have been some the scenes cut out why they didn't have him have more of a part. But that kind of show you that. Well, first off, Jim Carrey outstaged her. Jim Carrey was more of a cartoon than the actual cartoon. Dude, okay. So I'm gonna tell you, Jim Carrey came in and saved this movie for me. And it's kind of sad to say he saved the movie because he came in. It's like when he came in, they was like, "Here go your script, Jim Carrey." He said, "Script? I don't want that shit." This Jim Carrey just came in. They just said, "Jim Carrey, activate." I mean, my dude, my dude just became a fool. Like,
Yeah.
he just came in and just did he just did his Jim Carrey stick, like, from beginning to end. Like, he saved the movie for me. I'm telling you that right now, because it was the same blueprint of the same old alien, find an alien or find a cartoon character road trip. That same blueprint. They tried to do that and it did not work. And Jim Carrey came in and made it interesting. How'd you feel about Jim Carrey's
You know,
performance?
because I had mixed feelings on it because I've been, sitting in that Sonic universe to some extent, more or less my whole life, and so like he didn't strike me as Robotnik, but like he was what that movie needed as well. So like that puts me in a weird place because like I don't see like up until the very end, like I didn't see him as Robotnik, but I needed him in that movie or I would have left.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you like this: you had to spice it up because the
Yeah,
movie was doing the same old shit. You find the alien, you scream when you find him. Either he faint or the alien faint or the animal faint. You know,
Yeah.
this fainting shit is starting to get on my nerve. But that's what they do. You know, and then I'm like, okay, same old, same old. But then my boy Jim Carrey, when he come in, man, and I'm looking like, okay, this now is getting interesting. And then his assistant, I don't know if they trying to say that they was Agent Stone. I was like, I don't know if they trying to do
A little something with that.
a little gay, a little homosexual undertone with that. But I was like, okay, is he like his lover that he's like not gonna talk about, but he's gonna? I mean, he could just be his lackey that he just because when he told him, hey, pin yourself against the wall so he can like like he didn't even want to work to disrespect him. You know what I'm saying? He told him to put his own hands on his own neck. And I was like,
And like there was no hesitation either. It was like, okay.
so I mean, okay, so we talk about Jim Carrey a lot, man. Let's talk about Sonic. Um, honestly, dude, like I said, the whole Sonic aspect was not good to me. Sonic was kind of annoying. I guess he was supposed to be. They tried to make him hyperactive. That was their whole thing by making him talk real fast, talk a lot, never shut up. That got annoying to me.
Like
That whole
also,
dynamic.
also, I'd say like for me, that shows a clear like misunderstanding of the source material because Sonic, even though Sonic's fast, he's always been a real laid back character.
Yeah, right. And this is the aspect about what they do with these stories I don't like. They basically made Sonic their pet. You know, basically, like, dude, you are the star. We don't even need the human characters. And let me tell you. And I know they now remember they did the redesign.
Yeah.
The redesign, Sonic was a little taller than he is now with the on the new one, and it was very obvious that they was kind of looking a little higher. I guess when they did the redesign, they didn't of course they didn't reshoot those scenes. So I'm thinking they're not looking at the right place when they was talking to Sonic. That's what it looked like every time. Both of them, James Morrison and Tika Sumpter, like they both. It didn't look like they was really talking to anything. That was bad. I did not like that. I'm telling you, all the scenes with Sonic and James Morrison, I did not work for me. How did that work for you? How did you like they scenes and all that stuff?
Like adding in that there's no chemistry between any of the characters in this movie at all. Like they just feel like they kind of slapped them all into the same edit. Like it's,
not just that, it wasn't what they was talking about wasn't interesting. It was the same shit.
And like also like there's nothing interesting about James Marsden's character. he's just a dude.
Yeah, I mean, but see, look, this is the same blueprint they follow with these. He's bored with his town. He's looking for something new, and lo and behold, this alien falls into his lap, and now he's got to go on this road trip with this alien because he's got to either go home or find some mystical item, rings, mystical item, bored, small town, bored sheriff. Same shit. Go on with that, dude. That's why I was like,
and this is one of those things, like, because I know we talk about it a lot. Is like when you have these CG characters and they're CG from the jump, just stick with CG. We don't need these human characters. We don't care about them. We didn't come to see any of them.
Exactly, and that's my problem with this whole movie because they think we need them to chaperone Sonic, and I was like, no. If you making this for the kids, we don't need two adults. I'd have been better off they was kids.
Yeah.
If it was like a couple kids that ran into Sonic and they got into some wacky adventures or some wacky fun where the adults are like, hey, what's that over there? That's right. Cool. But you got two adults and they basically treat Sonic like he a pet. You messing your whole movie up when you do that. And that pissed me off how Hollywood don't understand that, man. Hollywood just don't get that you can make these characters stand alone and give them the lead. You don't have to.
Yeah.
They feel like they need somebody to say, "Hey, let me introduce them," or they can stand on their own. You don't have to
Yeah.
have somebody chaperone them.
Like when you have like your primary protagonist, your titular protagonist, like the motherfucker's name is the title of the movie. There is no reason for them not to be up front the main character. How is Sonic the secondary character in his own movie?
Yeah. So, like I said, when Jim Carrey come in, they like Jim Carrey activate, and that's when the movie gets good to me because I'm telling, I'm telling you like this, man. You might feel like the things he was doing was stupid. That's the only thing that saves me
Yeah.
because I was so bored and I was like moving in my seat. I was cringing a lot when it was James Morrison and Sonic because I knew the shit they was gonna say. Oh, I need a real friend. All that bullshit. I knew all that was coming.
Yeah.
And when Jim Carrey come in, hold on, I'm gonna do a screen share. You can't see, I mean you can't hear, but I'm gonna let you see this scene. This
Okay.
the scene that I got a little clip. Well, it's only one screen. I'm used to having two screens. So anyway, I'm gonna show you this clip. I'm gonna show you this clip, dude. Hold up. So, okay, you remember when he had when he found the feather. He found his not feather, his fur, and and he like tested it, and he's doing this little background shit. Look, this scene right here, shit like this.
I was about to ask you about that. I was about to ask you about that.
Dude's so fool, man. Man, look, I'm gonna tell you like this, man. Jim Carrey a fool, man, and he saved this movie, man. I'm telling you right now.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Here's the single most entertaining thing in this whole movie. I was thinking about like my favorite like James Marsden scene in this whole movie is right after he punches Robotnik, and he comes out. I'm like, do you know what happened to the last person that dared to punch me? And you lay out the entire story. It's like so and so, 5th grade, got mad at me for this. After I got done with him, he was drinking through a straw.
Yeah, I mean, it was just dude put on a performance.
Like he's literally the only entertaining aspect of this entire movie.
Agreed. And I'm watching this. Let's see if I can play just a little more of this clip. I mean, and then I'm looking like, man, this fool. Man, I'm like, dog. You know what? I'm in. Everything else, you can kick rocks. This right here, I'm in. Dog.
Yeah.
Everything else, you can kick rocks. So, so I'm looking, like, okay, when are we going to see some of the aspects from the game? Sonic, doing his spin attack and so I like the ending. I like where they started to do some action. The action scenes kind of played out pretty good.
Yeah.
There's one other scene. Where they go to the bar.
Oh.
When it was a dumb cliche scene, which I knew what was going to happen, but I like the bullies or the fucking hillbillies or whatever that started to shit with him, only just because what they said or what he said. We don't want your kind around here, which is a cliche phrase. But what did he say though? What was that? My kind? What kind is that? Hipsters.
And what gets me, that whole sequence of him in the bar is like he's barely hiding the fact that he's a large anthropomorphic hedgehog.
They didn't even give a damn. They just they thought he was a hipster.
hey, we're not monsters. We got nothing against furries, okay? But hipsters.
That was kind of funny because I actually didn't expect him to say that. I didn't know what he was going to say, but I didn't expect him to say hipsters. Like, we're going to kick your ass for just being a hipster.
Uh,
So I enjoyed some of that, but a lot of the Sonic stuff was like I didn't like it.
right.
Um, I don't know who did the voice. I mean, the voice was fine. It just the dialogue was annoying. They made him like an annoying kid,
Yeah.
and I was thinking like, yeah, like you said, Sonic is not like that. Sonic is more. He's remember the whole theme song. Sonic got an attitude. Sonic
Yeah.
is he's Sonic was kind of mature.
Yeah.
He wasn't like a little kid that
You know,
talked too fast. He was a standalone character that was a leading man. He didn't
yeah.
need everybody else. What was you about to say?
Well, like, because even like canonically, he's supposed to be like in his mid-teens or so. So like
Yeah, whatever.
for him to be acting like a hyperactive 9 year old is very much not any version of the character we've ever seen.
Yeah, and they went so far as to put a fort joke in there, and I was like, "Who wrote this?" And I was kind of surprised to see that they went there with all the damn juvenile humor. Where I was like, "Okay, it's for kids, so I'm fine with that." But I heard that this movie was pretty good, and what I'm seeing, I didn't see that. I'm like, dude, this is exactly like I thought it was. It's not good. And this made over $100 million. And I was hearing people was like, so I saw on some people YouTube page where they was praising this for making money over Birds of Prey, and I'm thinking like, Birds of Prey was way better than this. I'm sorry.
Like,
Uh,
as like, and you know me, like, I didn't want to enjoy any part of Birds of Prey,
but you know what? I
but Birds of Prey is a better made movie.
It was more entertaining. It was funnier, and it was rated R. It was made for adults.
Yeah,
And look, this is my thing. I feel like a lot of those, a lot of, a lot of the nerds really don't like. They wanted the Birds of Prey to fail so bad, so they was happy um, that Sonic took off.
yeah,
And I feel like they wanted Birds of Prey to fail because of the feminist movements, blah blah blah. And my theory is a lot of dudes mad because a lot of those girls rejected them in high school, so they hate they hate girl power. Anything that got girl power, they hate it. I don't
yeah.
care. I'm looking like, dude, I want to see a good movie. Fuck your nerd
Exactly.
shit. Give me a good movie. And Birds of Prey was pretty entertaining. I mean, it wasn't the best movie. It was better than Suicide Squad, and it was
Without a doubt.
it was entertaining. I wasn't bored and mad. I was like, it was. I had fun with that. It had its problems, but I had fun with it. This or here was about the numbers bullshit ass blueprint. I forgot what they call these. Just say a road trip, found an alien road trip movie. Got to get an artifact to get back home. Same old, same old.
Yeah.
Uh,
They even went out of their way to try to put a couple of little tiny, for the nerds Easter eggs in here.
you
So it's
know,
like the town is called Green Hills.
yeah,
After
yeah,
the Green
stuff like
Hill
that.
Zone.
Which is
They had,
okay.
you
And then I
know,
was like, okay, you gave us nods to the game,
yeah,
but your movie,
but
your
the movie
movie
ain't
is
there.
a same bull crap that you have done before, and you did not try to write a good script. You just followed the blueprint to a certain type of movie, and that really bothered me. But I did enjoy the ending. The end little fight scene was
Yeah,
kind of fun. Um, how did you like that end?
that end fight scene was really good. Like, because one of the things that always comes up in this is like you have this character who can do something that no one else can do. How do you even the odds on that? And they came up with a really good way of evening the odds on that last fight that makes sense for the characters that you've got, and it takes everybody else out of the fight,
Yeah,
and that's what I was happy
which
about.
they shouldn't even been there. It really irked me.
Right.
It was one thing that Dr. Robotnik said. I'm sorry, Dr. Jim Carrey said it was like that was unexpected, but I expected something unexpected, so it doesn't count. Man, that dude had me rolling through this whole movie. I'm like, dog, Forget Sonic.
Uh,
Give me a Dr. Robotnik movie, please.
like serious. Like matter of fact, that I will probably never say this about anything again. If young Sheldon can work, then I can. Then they can give me a young Robotnik, and I'd be down for it.
Well, I mean, it's just the fact that,
Because it would basically just be Dexter's Lab.
right? But I mean, it's just the fact that the character itself is. We don't need a real movie about. But you know what? Given the way he played it, yeah, okay, I'll take a movie about him. But the character itself of Dr. Robotnik don't need
Right.
a movie. It's just that when you got Jim Carrey hamming it up so good, that's the only interesting thing here. You know what I'm saying? When you got a by the book, same kind of movie, Jim Carrey spicing it up big times. Like that's the only thing that's interesting. So they gave a little cameo at the end. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but I was like, why didn't they do this early in the movie? Why couldn't the movie be about these characters here?
Exactly.
You know. Now I didn't stay for the end credits all the way through. I don't think they showed nothing like what I wanted to see, but I was waiting for a stinger where they can have Shadow come out. I was like, ooh, if they do Shadow, I'm in first person. Like if Dr. Robotnik, because isn't Shadow like a clone of Sonic?
Kind of, sort of, yeah.
Well,
Like
if they
it's kind
did
of
something like that, if he took the technology he had that he made from Sonic and like I cloned him and it came out as Shadow, he's like, meet your equal, and then Shadow came out and that was the
like
end of it.
like
I'm already in line for part
like
two.
even taking in the games, like that's how like Metal Sonic comes out. Like he makes him to like match Sonic in every way. You know,
Right, right.
it's
I
like
mean, that's a cool way to bring in Shadow. You know,
yeah,
basically he start off as your villain, but then he turned into like your anti-hero or whatever. He's kind of like Venom in
yeah,
a way.
yeah.
So, and I'm thinking like, oh, that'll be kind of dope if they do that, but they didn't have the. I didn't see all the way to the end. I guess they didn't do that, but if they did that, that'd be dope.
Like I like that would be enough to maybe change my tune. Just that this had given the opportunity to bring Shadow in would have changed my tune.
And see, and also, right, and the thing is, if you do that, you make it more about the characters, the animated characters, and less about the humans.
Yeah,
Get them out of here. Push them out. Give them a 5-minute scene in the next movie, and it's all about, Shadow,
yeah.
Sonic, and his other friends and all that stuff.
Because one of my things is if you're gonna take a video game and adapt it into a movie, take some of the hints from the games. Humans exist in the last few Sonic games, but they don't matter. It's
Exactly.
not about them.
I know. Make them side characters. I don't want to hear about their life. I don't want to hear about their jobs. They just can come in and assist Sonic and get the hell out. That's their job. That's all I want
That's it.
from them. And for some reason, Hollywood think that these characters can't survive on their own merit. That we need humans to chaperone them to guide us to them. Wrong, because you making this for the fans, and the fans already know about these characters. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What Hollywood try to do is make it more relatable to people that's not fans, which really pisses me off. And I'm like, when you take a property like this, you making this for people that like this property, not for people who never heard of this. People gonna take their kids to see it anyway.
Right.
You know, when you got a character like this that's this popular, you don't need nobody to chaperone him. He's got enough, no pun intended. He's got enough legs already to carry this franchise. You know what I'm saying? So stop bringing in stupid people to chaperone them. That's all I got to say.
Especially when none of the people you bring in bring anything to the picture.
Exactly. You didn't bring a funny comedian. You brought uh, a wannabe leading man, James Marsden, that never could make no movie work. I'm talking about like he's okay. Remember, he was Cyclops. A lot of people forgot he was Cyclops.
I tried.
he never can really make nothing work. He should be a side character. He's kind of a weak guy, so he's not a leading man. You know, if he's a side character as a yes man to like his wife or something, he's cool. But when he's playing, if he's trying to make a leading man with confidence, I don't see it. And his
I'm with
wife,
you on that.
the Tika Sumpter, she was horrible in this too. To me, she did a bad job on selling that she was talking to an alien. She just it was clear there was nothing she was talking to me.
Exactly.
It's like I kind of look like when I'm looking at her, I'm like, what the fuck you talking to? What are you talking to? Like, what are you looking at? You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm gonna give it my rating. This movie, okay. I enjoyed Jim Carrey so much. Well, let me talk about what I didn't like. Like I told you, I didn't like the fact that they need to bring in just the human counterparts. They made Sonic a pet at the end of the movie, and they made him so happy just to be their pet. And Sonic could not stand on his own, and Sonic himself was so annoying. Um, I really didn't like none of that aspect of the movie, and it played just like the trailers showed. And I was very uninterested in that until my dude, Dr. Robotnik, came in. To Jim Carrey came in and saved this movie. This movie was about to be a whack for me. And Jim Carrey bumped it up to all right. So on a performance of Jim Carrey alone, I'm going to give this movie all right.
Yeah, I mean, like, yeah, I'm gonna agree with you on all of that, man. Like, cause I'm not sorry that I got to see Jim Carrey's performance in this movie. Like, for as much as I'm sorry that I saw this movie, I'm not sorry that I caught that performance. So,
Yeah, yeah, it's a must see.
like it's a very middling all right from me. Like, Jim Carrey was dope as fuck,
Right.
but the rest of that movie was hot garbage.
Yeah. So what's your last rating?
I'm gonna give it an all right. Like, it just
So
barely
even out.
yeah, it just barely evens out.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it was flirting on that. It was floating on that whack for me. It was pushing down to that hot garbage, and every time Jim Carrey came in, he kind of elevated it enough to keep it there because the last little fight scene was fun. I had fun with that. It wasn't that long, and the movie wasn't that long. Thank God.
Yeah,
So that also gives some points for me because you got to know when to get in and get out. You can't, what I'm saying. You can't. Um, when you don't have that much, don't drag it on with a lot of bull crap. So for that, I gave it points too. So that is our review for Sonic the Hedgehog. Kids, I guess kids will like it, man. But
yeah.
fort jokes and dumb shit, I can't do this no more, man. It's like,
Like, if you just need a pseudo animated movie to take your kids to see,
Yeah.
it's a movie that's out in theaters right now. If you want to see Jim Carrey go ham on a film,
yeah,
go see this movie.
yeah. The kids gonna like Sonic, but adults gonna like Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, we got to go ahead and wrap it up. Okay. Thanks for checking out the video. Um, thanks for subscribing to the channel for people that subscribe, and anybody that has not subscribed, please subscribe so you can get alerts every time we post a new
And
video.
don't forget to hit the notification bell, because if you don't, there's a good chance that the algorithm's just gonna bump our stuff all the way down to the end of the list. So just hit that notification bell.
Yes,
That
which
way you'll
they
get
do.
everything.
Which they do. YouTube don't really give a damn about us. They want us to fail, but people, if you stand behind us, we can do this. We can beat them. We can beat them at their own game. So subscribe. Get us to that 1,000. Get us to that 1,000, and then we can beat YouTube. Us together.
We will win.
They might take our lives, but they won't take. Okay, all right.
Hey, look, we don't want to get a copyright strike, bro. It's
Too late.
early.
All right. We out here. All right. Thanks for checking us out. We out of here. Peace.